Welcome to LFC Transfer HQ, your ultimate source for all things Liverpool FC transfers. Like and subscribe for more football updates. Our first news is Liverpool receive major boost in the race to sign Marc Guehi. Liverpool's pursuit of Marc Guehi takes centre stage. Liverpool's defensive rebuild under Arne Slot could soon feature one of the Premier League's most composed modern defenders. According to AS, Crystal Palace centre-back Marc Guehi has emerged as a top target for Europe's elite, with Liverpool and Bayern Munich leading the race. Real Madrid, meanwhile, have reportedly stepped back due to the England international's salary expectations. Guehi, born in Abidjan in 2000, has become one of the standout defenders in England's top flight. His contract runs until June 2026, but AS reports he won't renew it, making him one of the most sought-after players in next summer's transfer window. The article describes him as the best centre-back in the current Premier League, with his performances continuing to attract major attention. Rising reputation in the Premier League. Guehi's consistency has been remarkable for a player of his age. AS.com highlights that he has featured in 17 matches, winning 73% of duels, recording 57% aerial success, and averaging 9.84 recoveries per game. Palace's FA Cup and Community Shield victories only strengthened his reputation, with Guehi described as one of the heroes of the feat. Liverpool's interest makes sense in context. With Ibrahima Konate strongly linked with a move to Real Madrid, Slot's side could soon require a right-footed central defender capable of blending athleticism with calm distribution. Guehi fits that description perfectly. His maturity on the ball, intelligence in positioning, and leadership qualities make him an ideal candidate to slot alongside Virgil van Dijk. Player ambition and Palace's dilemma. Palace manager Oliver Glasner was quoted by AS saying, "He wants something different," referring to Guehi's hunger for a new challenge at the highest level. For a player entering his prime years, a move to a Champions League contender aligns with his ambition. Liverpool, having regained domestic dominance under Slot, can offer exactly that: competitive football and a realistic path to silverware. Guehi's great desire, the report claims, is Anfield. He was close to joining last summer, only for Palace to block the transfer after failing to find a replacement. Glasner even threatened to resign if the transfer went through, underlining the player's importance to the Eagles. Transfer race set to intensify. While Bayern Munich remain interested, Liverpool's position appears the strongest. The structure of the club's defense, the lure of playing under Slot, and the chance to compete for major honors could all prove decisive. AS describes it as a long-distance race likely to continue until at least January, but within that timeframe, Liverpool's need and Guehi's preference may align perfectly. Our second news is report, very important Liverpool player in preliminary discussions over new contract. One Liverpool player is reportedly in preliminary talks over a potential new contract at Anfield. Most of the 2024-25 season was played out to the uncomfortable backdrop of uncertainty as to whether Mo Salah, Virgil van Dijk and Trent Alexander-Arnold would sign new deals with the club, until the first two eventually put pen to paper in April. It's now the turn of Ibrahima Konate and Andy Robertson to be approaching a crossroads as to whether or not they'll extend their contracts, but beyond those whose deals expire next summer, FSG appear to be looking further ahead to secure the long-term future of some players at the club. Alex Crook reported in September, via TalkSport, that Liverpool are prepared to offer Ryan Gravenberch a new contract, although the Dutchman played down such claims this week. Szoboszlai and Liverpool in preliminary talks over new contract. According to Greg Evans for The Athletic on Thursday morning, preliminary discussions are taking place with Anfield chiefs over a possible new deal for Dominik Szoboszlai, although club sources are downplaying that any agreement is imminent. Szoboszlai would 100% deserve a contract extension at Liverpool. Szoboszlai is currently on £120,000 per week at Liverpool, with 11 teammates earning more than him, Capology, and the 25-year-old could justifiably clamour for a wage increase to better reflect his standing at the club. Van Dijk hailed the midfielder as a very important player for the Reds after the win over Real Madrid on Tuesday, and no LFC fan would disagree with that assertion from the skipper. Indeed, Evans argued in his piece for The Athletic that our number 8 could be a strong contender to succeed the 34-year-old as our captain after the current holder of the armband departs Anfield, and it's a fair shout given that he already has that role for Hungary and leads by example with his performances on the pitch. It attests to how magnificent Szoboszlai has been this season that, even when Liverpool were in the midst of a dreadful run of form last month, he was still putting in top-level displays which unfortunately weren't replicated throughout the team as a whole. While there are more urgent contractual matters at the club, it's encouraging to discover that the wheels are seemingly being put in motion for the Hungarian midfielder to be rewarded with a new deal which will hopefully keep him on Merseyside throughout the prime of his career. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Our third news is Jurgen Klopp loves him, Liverpool now lining up Red Bull talent Yen Diamand. Liverpool have now joined the race to sign RB Leipzig forward Yen Diamand, with Jurgen Klopp a huge admirer, but there could be competition for his signature from Real Madrid. The Reds have managed to get their season back on track over the past week, following up a 2-0 victory against Aston Villa by defeating Real Madrid 1-0 in the Champions League on Tuesday night, with Alexis Mac Allister scoring the solitary goal. The Argentinian midfielder thought his side were full value for their victory, saying, "He, Courtois, is a fantastic keeper, as we all know. He had a few saves. I think he's a really good keeper, but today I think we were better and we deserved to win." Having picked up 2 wins and 2 clean sheets on the bounce, Arne Slot's side will now be hoping to hunt down Arsenal at the top of the Premier League table, but it could be a tall order, with Mikel Arteta's men currently 7 points clear. The Merseysiders have found out the hard way that it is difficult to compete with Real Madrid in the transfer market even if you win the league title, with Trent Alexander-Arnold leaving in the summer, but they could now be set to battle it out for a new forward. Liverpool join race to sign Yen Diamand. According to a report from the boot room, Liverpool have now joined the race to sign RB Leipzig forward Diamand, with Klopp a huge admirer, as Red Bull's head of global soccer believes he has signed one of the best young wingers in world football. All the Premier League's traditional Big Six are keeping an eye on the Leipzig ace, alongside some top clubs from across Europe, including Real Madrid, Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain. Journalist Graham Bailey adds, "He really is special. I am told Red Bull think he could be their greatest prospect since Erling Haaland. Leipzig say there is no release clause, and already he is being talked about in the £88 million category." Despite his age, the 18-year-old has already started to make an impact for both club and country at senior level, chipping in with 2 goals and 3 assists in 9 Bundesliga outings this season, while also finding the back of the net twice in 2 matches for the Ivory Coast. Not only does the teenager have a keen eye for goal, but he is also a fantastic dribbler, as showcased by the fact he places in the top 1% for successful take-ons and progressive carries per 90 over the past year, when compared to his positional peers. As such, Diamand could be a future star, so it is promising news that Liverpool are in the race for his signature, but Trent's move to Real Madrid proved the Spanish club are very hard to turn down, so their interest will be a concern. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Our fourth news is Man United enter race to sign Bayern star Dayot Upamecano. According to Spanish outlet Fichajes, Manchester United have joined Liverpool and Chelsea in the race to sign Bayern Munich defender Dayot Upamecano on a free transfer next summer. The Red Devils have not bolstered their central defensive department since last year, and Fichajes claim that Upamecano has been identified as a potential upgrade on Harry Maguire, who has had fitness issues. Bayern are trying to negotiate a new deal with the Frenchman whose contract expires next summer. If he does not pen an extension, it is most likely that he will depart on a free transfer at the end of the campaign. United consider Upamecano as a market opportunity due to his potential free agent status. The Red Devils are not alone in the race, with Chelsea and Liverpool also keeping tabs on the highly rated centre-back. The Premier League trio are preparing for an intense battle to sign Upamecano. English clubs can negotiate a pre-contract agreement with Upamecano when the transfer window reopens in the new year. Possible deal. The former RB Leipzig man has become a more reliable centre-back under manager Vincent Kompany this season. The 27-year-old has completed 93% of his passes in the Bundesliga with an average of 5 recoveries and 1 tackle per game. He has cut down on enforced errors under Kompany's tutelage, and he could be on the move when the campaign ends. Maguire's current deal with United expires next summer, but the Englishman could be rewarded with a renewal if he accepts a pay cut. Even if he stays, United may look for another solution in the heart of their defence. Maguire will turn 33 next season, and he may not be considered as a regular starter. In that case, Upamecano would be a good acquisition for the Mancunian Giants. The £53 million rated centre-back already has a good chemistry with Matthijs de Ligt from their time together at Bayern. It remains to be seen whether United can prize him away ahead of Chelsea and Liverpool. They may have to assure him with a guaranteed starting role. Liverpool could be United's main rivals for the player, considering Chelsea have had a policy of signing players aged 25 or less for some time. Upamecano could partner Virgil van Dijk next term with Ibrahima Konate possibly on his way out. Konate has yet to be convinced to renew his Liverpool contract expiring in June next year. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Our last news is Liverpool preparing an offer to sign PSG star Vitinha. Liverpool are reportedly preparing an offer to sign Paris Saint-Germain midfielder Vitinha, as per Spanish outlet Fichajes. After coming through FC Porto's youth system, the 25-year-old made his first-team debut back in 2020. However, the Portuguese giants were forced to let him leave due to FFP regulations, and Wolves decided to sign him on a loan deal. The English club had an option to make the move permanent at the end of the 2020-21 season. But Vitinha made only 5 starts in the Premier League, so they opted not to buy him. Having returned to Estadio do Dragão, the midfielder displayed eye-catching performances, and after being impressed by him, PSG decided to purchase him back in 2022. The Portuguese initially took time to settle into his new surroundings, but he has been displaying excellent performances since Luis Enrique's arrival as the manager. He helped Les Parisiens win the quadruple last term and has established himself as one of the best midfielders in the world. Moreover, he has been a key player in Roberto Martinez's Portugal national team starting lineup, Vitinha to Liverpool. Now, Fichajes state that Liverpool are planning to upgrade the midfield department in the upcoming transfer window and are keen on purchasing the 25-year-old. Arne Slot's side are even preparing an offer of around £132 million to seal the deal with the player's existing deal set to run until 2029. PSG value Vitinha at around £79 million, but they don't want to let him leave and are determined to keep him at the club. So, Liverpool are willing to make an unrefusable proposal to sign the midfielder. However, agreeing on a deal in principle with Les Parisiens won't be the only obstacle for the Reds to finalize the move, as they will also have to persuade the player to join with the right sporting project. Vitinha is a deep-lying playmaker and has experience playing in the Premier League. He possesses the necessary attributes to flourish in Slot's possession-based system. So, the Portuguese would be a great coup for the Merseyside club should they eventually manage to secure his services in the winter transfer window. Stay tuned for all the latest Liverpool transfer news, contract updates, and insider reactions from Anfield. Subscribe now for daily Liverpool FC updates and breaking football news. Thanks for watching. That's all for today's transfer update. But the transfer window never sleeps, and neither do we. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for the latest Liverpool FC transfer news, rumors, and confirmed deals. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss an update, because at LFC Transfer HQ, you'll never walk alone.